I grew up in the church. It was a tiny church in a tiny town that only had 2 churches and a bunch of houses and rundown buildings, nothing else. At some point, things said in this church started to make me feel uncomfortable, and so I stopped attending and I started going to another church with some friends from school. It was not too long until I started to feel unwelcome there too. Like, just who I was as a person was at least slightly against what God had in mind that someone who was following him ought to be. And I felt like I was too much, like way too much. So I left and I started hanging out with a new crowd and partying. A story anyone has heard a million times. I hopped to the other side of the tracks and I found solace. I was welcome and understood enough, at least, that I wasn't being judged, and it was refreshing. I got deep into partying and living a promiscuous lifestyle, and it was not too long until I had even put myself in the situation in which to be assaulted. As you can imagine, this sent me even deeper down the road that I was already on, because now not only did I want to feel like I belonged, I wanted to not feel. Everything I felt was really awful, and so I had to find ways to stop that. Eventually, I would hit a point where I could not handle this lifestyle any longer either, and decided that perhaps I was not meant for this world. In the autumn of 2010, lying on my bathroom floor detoxing, I made the choice to end my life. And as I mustered up the strength to get up and I pulled myself up on the sink, I saw my reflection and I heard God speak to me. He said for me to hold on till the end of the year, and I argued, of course. I said what would change by then, but eventually I thought, what difference would it make now or then? I could give him a chance to at least work some kind of miracle, and a miracle he did work. At midnight on New Year's Eve, it was like a switch just flipped inside of me. I felt lighter, I felt kinder, I felt happy, and I felt peaceful. So many things I had not felt since I was quite small. I was different, I was new. I had heard his voice months before, but this was the first time I had actually experienced his mercy and grace upon my being. From this point on, it was like a line of people placed in my life that were sent to model this for me. The first person I had told that I had been on drugs, who, while on the other side of the country from me now, remains one of my closest friends and people I go to if I need some mercy in my life. She took me to church for the first time and really held my hand as a baby believer. I would not be here if he had not given her to me. She has helped me find the gracious way out of things and continues to shine in my life with so much grace and kindness. He also put bosses in my path, pastors, mentors, and friends that were all so gracious and merciful to me, and helped not only guide me along a better path, but also to help shape my God concept and taught me how to spend time in the presence of Jesus so that I knew who he was. This wondrous being that came to me when I was ready to quit. This God that not only saw me, but took mercy on me and changed my heart and my soul. He took all that hurt that made me want to learn everything that I could about how he just stopped it, and then in turn tell others. I have this deep desire to wash others in love. To whom much has been given, much is expected. And to be completely honest, whether it's expected or not, I want to do it. I need others to know that Jesus will sit with you in the mud. He will love you even while you are making the worst mistake of your life. And if you just give him the chance to show you, he will pour his mercy upon you and change you forever. He will change the people that he puts in your life too. He will give you more than you can think or imagine. He did tell me once that he would give me a family, and even though I felt like I was missing the stage in my life. And once again, he blew me away with the mercy he showed me in fulfilling that promise by bringing me the most understanding, kind, and compassionate husband that he could have given me. I am unsure if I could even have ever been married to anyone else, to be honest. And my boys, they fill the space in my heart that I didn't even know existed. Me, an ex-addict, lost mother and wife. It's even when it's hard, he is faithful. It's funny, when I was asked to do this, I thought, mercy, would I not be better with grace? And Pastor Tony said to me, they're cousins. So I looked up mercy in Google, and it means compassion or kindness shown towards someone whom it is within one's power to punish or harm. And the root of the Latin word that it's taken from, which I can't pronounce, sorry guys, I'm not that much of a scholar, means price paid. So mercy literally means in his kindness, he chose to pay our price rather than punish us. He chose to show us grace. Because of his mercy, he shows us grace and changes our lives. And how can we not desire for a love like that to overflow out of us onto others? It's just so cool. And I got to tell people, and I want others to have the peace that comes from resting in his mercy.